Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Building Exclusively with Antonio T. Smith Jr. Glad to have each and every one of you on. Today is Friday, June 9th, 2023, as of this recording. And we're always excited because we are always talking about all things AI, artificial intelligence, how it can help us and with our businesses, with our lives, and not to be afraid of it and how to grow from it. All right. Sorry, had to talk to two of my four-legged nephews. Tell them I'm talking. So always a pleasure to have you all on. Just a recap of what we've been talking about. I know yesterday we were talking about how we are our guiding lights with AI and how we can be that. And I know Deanna was saying the first thing you got to do is you got to be honest with yourself. Okay. Don't lie to yourself. You can lie to everybody else. Don't lie to yourself. You can't. You try, but you can't. Okay. So you got to be truthful with yourself and write down where you want to be a year from now in 5 areas: mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and financially. So where you write down where you want to be 1 year from now, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and financially. So you want to do that. And if you don't know those answers right now, just take some time and think about it. Because it's not just it may not just come to you like that, or it may. So if it does, write it down. If it doesn't, think about it. Take some time, sit to yourself and write it down. So that you can do the wait a minute. Hold on. Okay. Okay, Uncle Rome.
Yeah, I'm taking over, Grace. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Down to be here in a second. I was changing some things. If you see my face, God is good.
Excuse me, Grace Sandals. Who is this stranger?
Yes.
Who is this?
Yes. I've been listening to y'all. I was actually away doing my thing, but then I found out they don't like me listening, so I just jumped in and started listening. Y'all did a good job. Got no complaints. Changed some things. Rhino leg is done. It's being tested right now by somebody else. I'm paying somebody to test it and do that stuff. So yeah, we all good. Everything's all good. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, all good. All good. And then we'll be able to see that. And then Adonia get to buy a house just for her heels. So we'll get there when we get there. Grace, your hat looks nice. I've already told you, but I want to let them know.
I'm so excited to see you. I think I'm gonna go buy another pair of shoes in your honor.
that I like the way that sounds, and call them the Antonios. That's it right there, Grace. Call
Me
them
too.
Yes.
I'll go buy some.
I sure appreciate y'all. Yes. I've always wanted some pair of heels, Grace. I always wanted some heels. That's it. I remember as a boy, I used to walk around in my grandmother's heels or somebody's heels. I don't know who it was. Walk around.
I think every boy has done. I'm not going to say every boy. Maybe every boy has done that. I know my godson, he did that too because he has nothing but sisters. So
they're just shoes.
I'm put them on. Yeah.
When you're that young, they're just shoes.
Yeah, they're just shoes. Yeah,
they're just shoes. Not girl shoes. They're
just shoes.
They were like little airplanes I was walking in or something. Who knows? Who knows what my imagination was saying? All right, we talking about AI. You talking what we talking about?
No,
this is okay.
I hadn't gotten the topic yet.
So we're doing business development with your artificial intelligence, and I changed it up. We're listening to y'all. I changed it up. Y'all did a great job. I really have no complaints. Adonia, I heard all y'all. Tracy doing a good job answering her questions. I know she's going to be here on Fridays now or something like that. So really good job. I do appreciate y'all very much. As a matter of fact, once I give y'all sales a hand, I need sales a hand. Y'all did a good job. Very good job. Using AI to brand your name. Using AI, well, still the same thing. We're going to be using AI, Grace, to brand your name and your business. We're still going to be there. But specifically, today we're talking about using AI for business development. And I'm gonna have Deanna co-teach me with me real quick. She made a run. Do me a favor, tell Sheena to log into the call because I'm on a call, and she
Okay.
called me. Yeah. Tell Sheena just log into the call and tell her I'm on a call. I'm teaching the content to log in. We got 30 questions. Here's how it's gonna go. This is gonna be extremely vocal. Oh, Chef J too. I've been hearing all her comments and they've been fantastic. We're gonna be very vocal. 30 questions, because I'm not really sure how long I'm gonna do this. So I might want to take advantage. I'm not really sure. I'm up in the air. Has nothing to do with y'all. It's just I don't feel like the season is ending, Jerome. I just don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think I want to go shopping with Adonias at 8 in the morning instead of teaching. I'm not sure. We'll see. But there's no season ending thing. But almost every day on every subject, I'm gonna try to ask y'all 30 tough questions. And I want to change this or go back to its original intent, in which we are having a Socratic conversation. You know what that means, Grace?
You ask questions and continue to ask questions.
Still popular in law school and colleges,
Yeah.
fun college
Classroom.
classes.
Yeah.
Fun
Yeah,
college
teachers,
classrooms.
I know teachers, when I was teaching, they would use the Socratic method with the students.
It's, if you don't know, if you go read Plato's 5 dialogues, you learn about Socrates. And Socrates made a lot of people angry, just asking questions. And Jerome would be like, well, this is the truth. Well, Jerome, what if I change this? Is it still the truth? That's what Socrates did. He just walked around doing that. Your first question, and I'm gonna give you a chance to think about it, is I want you to think about all your business success and all your business failures. And we're going to address how AI could make those successes more successy and how AI can fix those failures. Think about that. That's what we're going to ask first. Plus, Deanna and myself decided that you all would be able to take these questions yourself, make a podcast out of it, or Renee, write a blog out of it. Okay, each one doesn't matter. You can do it all. You can do it all. We may not get to all 30 today because that's not the point. The point is not to get to 30. I hope we never get past number 1. That means we're having a very engaging conversation. Let me repeat the question again. I'm buying you time to think. Hopefully law has the proper air quality out there now. I don't know if y'all knew. He texted me and was like, man, it looks like cities are slurry out here. And it was orange.
Wait a minute. Hey. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yes,
My
ma'am.
bad. My
Yes,
bad.
ma'am. Back. Rhino leg is done. It's being tested right now by somebody else. All programs have testers. How can AI be leveraged to better understand your past failures, past successes, and your failures? So we want to ask, all we doing right now is business development all day. And I'm buying you time to think. I want you to think, okay, I was successful here. How can AI multiply that success? I failed here. And how can AI unfail that success? Okay. I'm looking at my beard. It looks weird. That's the chin strap to that dang on CPAP machine doing my beard like that. Stupid thinking. That's all right. We'll work it out. Oh my God. My beard is fly. It's messing me up right now, law. You know what I'm saying? We'll work it out though. Yeah, I wake up in the morning and be like this, Grace. Anyway, sorry. Self-conscious. How can AI handle your business failures? And how can AI handle your business successes? We want to multiply the businesses successes. Let's give a definition of multiply. 10x, which is borrowed from Grant Cardone. 10x. That means 10 times. So if you made $1 million, you need to make 10 million with AI. If you made 1,000, you need to make 10,000. You get the point. 10,000, 1,000. And then it needs to fix these failures. I'm finna stop talking. Deanna, you want to add here? Because I think, did you say we co-teaching today?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh,
Okay.
Law raised his hand. Hold on.
All right, good. Let's get Law while he's in the phone booth. Go ahead, Law.
Yes, I'm running to my. It's funny that you brought this up. I have a question because I haven't been as fruitful as I want to in my podcasting, right? One of the challenges that I'm finding in this moment with recording the new series that we were doing is I think maybe my excitement is a little more than Twin Flames excitement for it, although he won't say it. Why? Because, we were doing a lot of recording in the beginning and the recording kind of has slowed down. So it has me thinking that maybe this isn't something that he particularly wants to do. And possibly maybe it was something that I was forcing him into. I don't know if I was forcing or not, but so now feel like I'm going back to the drawing board of, I guess, going with the ideas that Deanna had gave me beforehand and just kind of just recording to my own.
Yeah.
And then I also, right, I've also gotten to my feelings of, I know I should just did it myself.
Look,
I'm dealing with
Adelia's
that.
going. Adelia's going. This is why I don't work with nobody right now.
And also trying not to build up
Every
any
Scorpio is like, that's right.
because I know I want to kind of build up resentment fast when there is a bit of disappointment, but I've let go of that a bit. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Yeah.
Okay, got you. I have definitely an answer there because I went through the same thing. But let me not get in trouble. So Deanna,
No, please do, because we've been there. You and I have been where Law is right now. I was Twin Flame and you were Law.
Yeah, I got hit.
For me, I'm not going to speak for Twin Flame Law, but I'm going to tell you where my mindset was. While I wanted to support everything Antonio was doing, Antonio is a let's build together person. And what he was doing, I was excited for him and I wanted to help him. So I was helping him, but as I was doing it, it wasn't quite what I wanted to do. It wasn't that I was in the wrong seat of the bus, but my excitement for him, because I saw his excitement. So I was feeding off of his excitement. Okay, let me help him with this. Let me help him with this. But then it was kind of like, yeah, it's okay. But it wasn't where my spirit was. It wasn't where my heart was. My heart was in helping him. But in helping him, the things that I were doing they weren't in my strengths, if that makes sense. Like, he's the business person. He's a strategist. He's the mastermind. I'm just the big kid. I just want to have fun. So when it got to a point where it wasn't fun for me, it was like, I mean, that's great, but it just, the fun wasn't there for me. Like, I wanted to help him, but the fun for me as a kid wasn't quite there. And we've worked it out. I mean, we trust me, it wasn't easy because I had resistance. I fought
I'll
him.
tell you how I worked it out. Okay, I will tell you. She has no idea how.
I don't have, but I had resistance. I was fighting him because I'm a kid. So just like kids, if it's not fun anymore, I don't want to do it. And I deal with that with Don. If it's not fun to him, he'd be like, well, I don't want to do that, mommy. It's not fun. Like, he'll tell me, I don't want to do that, mommy. That's not fun. I'd be like, dang it, because I understand. So that's where I was. Now, how he did it, I don't know. But like I said, I wasn't.
48 laws of power. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
So like I said, I'm not speaking for Twin Flame because I don't know him, but I do know for me as a partner helping and a partner excited that my partner is doing something absolutely amazing, something that I've never done before. Yeah, let me help you. Let me help you. But then it started becoming a job.
Okay.
And then when it started becoming a job, it was no longer fun. Like, and I've been that way my entire life. Like I played piano for years because it was fun for me. I competed because it was fun for me. But the moment my mom was like, well, you should play for the church and you should do that. I'm like, I don't do that. That's not fun. And now you making it a job. It's not fun anymore. Like I don't want to do that.
We are the same person. All right.
We Grace. We Grace. We about to, because
Thank
you not
God.
you cutting. Look, Prophet Jerry and I mean Renee just said her and Prophet Jerry fell off their podcast, and you cutting. Now, first off, I wasn't gonna say none of that because my heart don't bleed like hers. I don't care nothing about anything she said. Don't even care. I don't. Like, everything she said was like, oh my God, so mushy, which is why I don't care about it. Nothing I was gonna say had anything to do
See,
with what she said.
on two
Nothing.
different ends of the spectrum, law. Two different ends of the
Completely
spectrum.
nothing. Like, and I know everything she said was all facts. I know it. It felt like facts. It resonated that way. I know this here. I know that teaching this class is about to become an issue. Not for y'all, but for me. Let me tell you why. Because over the months or whatever I was gone, Deanna started liking teaching the class. And if I say, let's do it together, I'm in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right. If I say, all right, then good, let's do it together, I'm in trouble. Okay. I'm helping Law out. If I say, okay, then, which we're going to give her props in a little bit because she did a great job. If I say, all right, then, you do it, you keep doing it, I'm definitely going to get in trouble. Okay. All right. Y'all see that? See that? Okay. She get it. It was involuntary. It was involuntary. Involuntary. And if I say anything, Grace, I'm still gonna get in trouble. And this is how y'all tandem podcasts are working. Because everything she said is right. So hopefully y'all take what she said because it's facts. Ain't fun, etc. So the only real way for me to continue to teach this class is when she feels some sort of way, and it's going to happen. I ain't gonna do nothing, but it's just gonna happen. Now, I probably will do something, but my brain gonna say I ain't did nothing. This is very important. The law brain is going, I ain't doing nothing but trying to make us money. But Renee going, I ain't doing nothing but doing what you told me to do. That we gonna go, I ain't doing nothing. Like somebody's going, I ain't doing nothing. And the other side is going, I ain't doing nothing but listening and submitting. You get it? You see, law say amen. So as soon as that happens, Tracy, the best thing for me to do is to shut the hell up. Which name you want? Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Ali, Source Spirit, who you want? Shut up in that name. Do you hear me? In the name of Jesus, Jerome. Shut up. Okay. Shut up. I've never been hurt by something I've never said.
That one.
I've never been hurt by something I've never said. So just shut up. Now, I've been to this twice. Once with Tempest, once with Deanna. Law, anybody doing this, I would start a second podcast. That's what I would do. This is how Secret to Success got started in the first place. Because the first podcast and the only podcast I wanted was with the one with Tempest, the Brick by Brick. Brick by Brick. It was, it's the only thing I want to do.
It was fire.
It was fire. Pretty much this morning call is Brick by Brick, if you think about it. It's pretty much this morning call is Brick by Brick when you think about it. It's the only one I wanted. Over time, for what, pretty sure for all the reasons Deanna just said, it was getting harder to record. And sometimes we would go 2 months without recording. And every time I brought it up, it caused a fight. You hear me, Tracy? Because see, you have to recognize and it causes a fight. Now, I'm going to throw in how to use AI to address this problem because that's what we're talking about. But let's first say how I address it as a human. So I just started another podcast. So I can do my own schedule. And I'm not an interview kind of person. I do like interviews, but I don't like having an interview podcast. This is where me and Adonia probably definitely have this in common. I don't have time to be waiting on you to see if you gonna let me do an episode. So I'm just not even gonna ask you. Amen. You understand? And I feel
That part right there, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, Lord. That's where I'm at.
I ain't got no interview show.
I think you need to talk to Carlos about your issues.
No doubt. No doubt. So, anywho, so what we want to do is start a new podcast, have your own schedule, and then go baby, daddy, honey, cousin, sister, daughter, whatever you're doing with. Hey, whenever you're ready. Okay. I'm so excited to do those shows. I'm just building an audience so we can push back over there. And that's it. You hear me, Law? That is it. That is it. Don't do
I
nothing
hear
else.
something.
Okay. Start another one with a positive attitude and just build that audience. Because remember, it's not the podcast you're building, it's the community. And if you could think about it that way, then it's easy to get over this problem. Now, how would you use AI to solve this problem? Easy. Here's an episode, Twin Flame, here's 10 talking points for you. You can come up with anything else. Here's 10 talking points. How would you do that? ChatGPT, I need 10 talking points off this information I gave you below. But if you want to get more specific, I am a single Black mother in a male-dominated industry. And I need 10 talking points from that perspective on why teachers don't get paid enough and why women don't get respected enough and not paid enough. And then Grace and Tracy slaughter that podcast because they've been saying that for decades. Pretty much. Pretty much. See what I'm saying? And you do it like that. So good. So in simplicity, Deanna, good job. Good heart answer. She wants to support and blah, blah, blah. Start a second podcast, Renee or Prophet Jerry, and not to replace the first one, just to build that audience to push to the other one. And if you get lucky like I did twice with Tempest and Deanna, they'll just fall off that issue and then you're just left with your podcast. And everybody will forget in a couple of years that there was another podcast. And you get lucky. 48 laws of power. Pretty much sure. I operated 36 of those 48 handling that situation. Renee, you're looking real skinny. Y'all clap for Renee and her skinniness. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Looking like you're getting pregnant this summer. Yeah. And that had it worked. Y'all get skinny.
You hear him? You hear him?
Yep. See, he agree. I'm reading y'all book. Y'all will get pregnant real soon.
I know. I'm trying to be like Deanna and get into a medium.
Yeah, buddy. Good stuff. All right. Our first question, all I heard was the professor. Our first question was, how can AI multiply your business success and then unmultiply your business failures?
Antonio,
29 more. Yes, ma'am.
I'm so sorry. Grace has her hand up, and I also think Grace needs a title for today.
I thought I did.
Oh, no, the title's in here.
Oh, okay.
Good. Outstanding. The title is Using AI for Business Development. It's like a part 2 of whatever. And before we get to Grace, can we unmute our mics? I don't mind. And y'all already been doing it, especially Jerome. And Adonia, I heard you. You did a good job. But if
Okay,
we
I'm clapping
could,
down because I know that's what you're gonna say. You did a
yes.
wonderful job. I love my little sister. I'm so proud of my little sister. Deanna, you rock. You are a different person. Don't wait. Antonio will think it's because of him. So don't think he's the big influence. You always had it. You just showed it up, girl. And I'm proud of you.
I can always
Thank
count
you.
on Adonia
Thank
and
you, big
Jerome.
sis.
I can always count on
Yes.
Adonia and Jerome.
Thank you, big sis.
I don't
Thank
even know
you
why I
so
didn't see that
much.
one coming. I don't even know why I didn't see that one coming. She got me. She got me.
Adonia and Jerome try to keep you humble all the time. Okay.
I have no idea why I didn't see that one coming. That was good. That was clever.
Thank you, big sis.
Yes.
Thank
Come on,
you.
y'all unmute your mics and give us some props and claps and all that stuff. Yes.
Good job,
Thank
Deanna.
you.
Rocking it.
Thank y'all so much.
And Antonio,
Yes, ma'am. Looking
when I
good, Sheena.
first met her and sat at that table with her, I knew that then in 2017 that, I mean, she really knew what she was doing. She just did it without thinking about it, so she
Mhm.
didn't put any claim to it. And she didn't recognize it in herself, but she's had it for a long time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No doubt
Thank you,
about it.
Miss
She
Susan.
just
Miss Susan told me that the first time she did my my what we call those calls, the orientation calls for
Mhm.
the Institute
Onboard.
onboarding call. Yeah, she told me then too. She said, "There's something about you. You're so you shine so bright."
Deanna,
Yes, sir.
the reason you did so well was because you didn't try to be Antonio. You were Deanna.
Shay. Come on,
Right?
Uncle Rome. It took me
Awesomeness.
thank you. Thank you, Sheena. It took me a
sound
while to get
advice.
that. Trust me, y'all. It took me a while because those some big shoes to fill. Let me tell you something.
That's sound advice.
But
That's
here's the
sound
But
great
I'm
advice.
thing.
Yourself.
Your job wasn't to fill the shoes. Your job was to put your shoes on and stand up in them.
come on, Miss Adonia.
Watch
And
yourself, Adonia. Watch it.
come on, Miss Adonia. And I
That's a
It
actually
takes a lot to
That's a
do that
book.
though. So congratulations on being
Yeah.
able to do that and to see yourself past how everyone else
you.
sees you and how you might perceive everyone else to see you.
Thank
Because you are
you.
your own and you do a great job.
Thank you, Sheena. Thank you very much. And I thank Antonio for trusting me because I mean, he didn't have to ask me to teach. He actually didn't ask me, it was a decision we came to together. He didn't have to come to that decision. He could have been like, no, I got it. No, I'll do it. I'll keep it going. Don't worry about it. But I'm
Mhm.
grateful to him for just allowing me
Glad you
to
said
be
that.
here.
Oh, and good job on him for not trying to do everything his own.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because it came from a conversation with, you know what? I'm gonna shift this call up a little bit. I forgot about that. I'm gonna shift this call up a little bit. Okay. Grace. I'm gonna give you a new title, but we should just call up a little bit. Y'all don't go nowhere. Because I said I was gonna do this too. I said I was gonna do this, and Dana just reminded me. It came from a conversation, but we'll talk in a second. Great job, Deanna. Good job. Obviously, good job. And Adonia just said something powerful. Wasn't your job to fill the shoes, your job to put on yours and stand up in them.
Put it in the
That's
chat.
a
Okay?
book.
Not
put it in
stand
the
up
chat.
in it, Adonia. God dang.
And I'm feeling that too. I'm feeling that right now.
That need to be you hear me. Tracy,
It's
you
a
sound like you're going out to
Adonia
Rockford
knows
this
that
Saturday?
song.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. You gotta steal that. That is you hear me, Jerome, you staying up in them. Shoot. Every feminist ought to love that. That's every feminist ought to love what she just said. That's for sure. That is universal. Absolutely. You all
I'll pop in right here.
Yep.
'Cause I
And then
was
Grace,
late,
you go, and then
but-
I'm gonna shift it up.
Okay, but I just want to say, Deanna, you just powerful. You always are, and you always have been. And I'm so glad that Antonio T. Smith Jr. Is your rocket that pushes you out to where you thought you couldn't be, but that's where you were in the first place. So seeing before. That's that going ahead of you and making that crooked path straight, if that makes sense. You
Yes,
you've
ma'am.
always been amazing. You just do what you do. Keep doing what you do because you help people like me continue to, move forward. And Adonia, there are no words for Adonia. I'm just gonna say that because just yeah, Adonia, just
Yeah,
keep it
fair
coming.
enough. Dan, do me a favor. Send me a picture of my dad in the line now to line up real quick. Can you do that? I'm
A
one of
picture
us
of
got
that?
it. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
let me
yeah.
look.
One of us got it. Yeah, see if we got it. Let me switch my Wi-Fi. Grace, go ahead. If I drop off, I'm gonna switch where I'm connected to. So you go ahead. You had your hand up.
Well, you switching topics now. I was just gonna say how AI was gonna help me with, with the with the business and everything. So, well, I'll say it, whatever. I suck at lead generation. Like if you tell me, hey, I need you to sell this. If you don't have no leads for me, I'm not doing it. If you don't have no leads for me, I'm not doing it. I hate going to look for my own leads. And so that's why I'm waiting on Rhino Leg. I cannot stand going and creating my own leads. I don't, that is a lot of work that I don't want to do because that's not fun. So I know that this is how Rhino Leg is going to help me. If you give me, hey, I got all these list of leads, all you got to do is call them, tell them about what we're doing, set up a schedule, an appointment or whatever. Hold on a minute. Give me a
But Grace, remember me when you had called me and I forgot what the product was. And as much as I love you, I challenged you, but I didn't challenge you to cause you angst. I challenged you because you were selling me a product. And I told you I don't like to be sold to. I said, tell me how my life's going to be better. And I was trying to get you towards, I know like you can have a conversation with me. Hey, Donia, I noticed blah, blah, blah about you. And, I think I can supercharge that, whatever it is that we're doing, and I just want to tell you kind of what I was thinking and how that might happen. You're not selling me the product. You're selling me my benefit. Like what you can do, you can help me do what? So that was my issue. You were so good and so specific about, well, I have this thing, and I think it can do that. I don't want to hear that. You're selling me. And not that I don't love you. I don't like salespeople. And so I would hope, maybe even talk to Carlos. I don't want to be a salesperson. I want to be a solution provider. How do I do that? And then somebody gets so curious, they ask me, well, how do I do that? And then I can show them something that's how they can do it. I hope that makes sense. I just don't like salespeople. And I love you, but I don't like salespeople.
That makes plenty of sense. Nobody likes salespeople. And if you say, well, I like salespeople, okay. Go get a business card, put your name on it, and put salesperson on it. Yeah,
And
see,
we
you don't
all
want to do
have
that?
that role. We all on this call have that role somewhere in our life.
Everybody here is a salesperson.
Yeah,
Period.
we're all salespeople. Just get
Everybody.
another name for it
Yeah, see, that's why.
and approach it differently.
And that was my point.
But I love a good pitch. I love to be sold something. I like for you to convince me that I need this shit that I don't need. I don't know what it is, but it's a very toxic trait. I like for you to convince me I need shit I don't need. It's not good.
That
I
is
will
the
stay on the
age in
phone with a
which we live.
I'm gonna
salesperson
find
for a
something to
while.
sell you then. I want to see if it works.
Yeah.
You
That's
should
the
try.
age
I would thoroughly enjoy it.
That's the age we live. That's consumerism is what that's called. That's a fact. You speak on behalf of 95% of the world.
Yeah, I like to be sold. I like convenience. I will pay you an extra $10 to save me 10 seconds. Just because, like, there's really no logical reason that I can think of.
You sound like a Target shopper, not a Walmart shopper.
It's cold calling.
I was there for about an hour yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what? I prefer cold calling,
call.
Antonio, that people don't like. Cold calls.
I love cold calling. I
prefer cold
That
calling
means
myself.
I got people to call. Yeah, I love cold calling. That means I got a list. Yeah.
They start right into the rap and they don't even know you.
Yeah.
We got one of those
people,
yesterday. And Phil listens to them all. He listens all the way through. I think he's taken notes on it, but He
Mhm.
listens, even though it's not anything he's gonna want, where I just tell him I'm not interested. Thank you for the call.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense for sure. That makes sense because he's probably got hung up in his face many a time. So he's like, "Well, I'm not gonna do you like that, right?"
And you know what?
It's
I
like,
do the same
yeah,
thing.
yeah, you're
I
right, Tracy. Me too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah, yeah. I do the same thing. But like, man, I sure appreciate you. I'm not gonna waste your time. But thank you so much. I try to be nice about it. Try to be nice about it. This is very interesting. I want to go back to what Adonia was saying. It ain't you. I just hate salespeople. It is true. It's you know how we are, Tracy. We like to act like, well, not me. We love that. It don't matter what we talking about. It's always a not me in the crowd. Always, what I'm saying? It's always like you were born to breathe, not me. Not me. I was born to serve Christ or something like that, right? There's always something, it's always somebody sees you were born to breathe. Okay. You can't serve Christ and not breathe. It's okay for it to be two. You were born to breathe too, right? But there's always somebody, no, just because we're contrariist, just cause Tracy be like, I'm gonna do a Korean keynote. Ooh, not me, child. First off, ain't nobody asking you. She talking about herself, but we gotta say stuff. So I know you're gonna say, not me, according to what Adonia said, but get the not me out real quick because we don't like salespeople, even though all of us are salespeople. To borrow from Sheena, that's the toxic relationship right there. We're all salespeople, but we don't like to be sold and we don't like salespeople. That's extremely three-headed. That's a three-headed monster going on there and stuff like that. So how do you get around that? Well, she said it. She hit the nail on the head. You said me the benefits. Tracy, when you buy this, girl, let me tell you something. Well, I can't say what I want to say. The dumb blanks ain't gonna have blank on you. You feel me? And you can fill in the blanks however you want to fill in the blanks. That's up to you. There's a few options there. There's a few options. But them blanks gonna have blank on you. You feel me? They ain't gonna they're gonna be worshiping you by the time it's done. Don't let them compete with you, girl. Now. Anyway, you get the point though. How many just now? Don't lie to me now. Just saying that one thing, he was like, well, you know what? I do secretly feel that way. Come on. Who's not afraid to admit? Okay, Renee, Grace, Deandra.
I don't think I feel that way, but I sure put some things in those blanks. So I don't know what that is. I had some words for those blanks you gave us.
It was, if they were good words, they're the wrong words. They're the wrong words. Yes, I put bad words in the blanks. That's it, Law. That's it, Law. That's it right there. Yes, for sure. All right. So Rhino leg is done. I'm getting the test. I paid somebody to get a test. I actually took some advice from Sheena. I was talking to her. She was like, well, just pay somebody to do that. I was like, that makes sense. All right. So I did that.
I don't remember that, but that sounds like some shit I said.
That's what you did. That's exactly what you did. That's exactly what you did. And I was like, cool. So I did that and it's off right now. But everything is running perfectly. I had to actually redesign the whole front end. Some of my stuff it wasn't communicating properly. But anyway, I fixed that. But how do we get to me taking off? Well, that's a different story. That's a different story in itself. So what I'm going to do is I am going to share a picture down at this. Now, this is just a picture.
Topic, sir? You still have a new topic?
We're about to find out.
Okay.
We're about to, for 11 minutes and 27 seconds. We're going to make y'all respect authority. You respect authority. You know what I'm talking about? It's like one of the greatest episodes. Yes. That's my dad. That's actually on one of the walls inside the little man cave area. That's what I see him when he was like 20, you know what I'm saying, in his army outfit. And we talk every day. Me, Deanna, and him talk every day, and we were talking, and this is where you pay attention. Well, where my girl Chef J at? Because I've been talking to her. She's been doing a good job. First off, hey, first of all, I saw your pictures out. Little mama. I said I can't even interact with this picture. Say she ain't chefing right now. I know that much. That's why she in the gym. Yeah, she was cutting up. It must have been her birthday or something. Yeah, I'm not sure which one, but she was cutting all the way up. All the way up.
My client's birthday. I catered for invited to a party.
Well, you outshined
As
your
you
friend.
should. Turn up.
Yes, you outshined your friend. Shame on you. And I'm gonna show you. Well, I don't know. She put them on a story. She wanted them to delete. She wanted them to delete, child. You understand? She put them on the stories. Like, yeah, I got the
Broke
deal.
law number one, huh? She broke law.
Let me tell you, I said I can't even interact with this picture at all. And but anyway, we was talking. I was telling her we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Blah blah blah. And so I'm sitting with my dad, and I'm sitting with Deanna, and I'm telling. They ask me every day. They ask me about the program. I was like, well, I've been stuck on the same problem for 4 months, which was the truth. And I've been doing this since November, which is also the truth. So you're talking about 6-7 months now in, and for 4 months, I can't get past this one problem. No matter what I do, I cannot get past this one problem. And to give y'all some background, which y'all really don't need because all y'all know me, I don't have problems. I don't respect problems, and problems don't exist in my reality. I'm not saying that braggadociously. I'm just a monster. And if I see a problem, I'll go right through it. There's nothing about me that don't say that, and everybody who knows me knows that right there. Then I will change. All right, Grace, ATS is doing this now. We ain't doing what we used to do at all. It was a problem. I didn't like it. I shifted, I adjusted. Well, what you mean? You changed the whole company. Don't nobody care. You want money or what? I will change immediately. You're going to look stupid. Well, you know what? Screw them. They broke. We're going to do this. Because I have no respect for obstacles. My personality is built that way. So I tell my dad and Deanna, I was like, okay. They know this of me. And I'm like, all right, so I'm still dealing with this problem. And then the conversation happened. So what you're going to hear, and I'm going to let the whole thing play through. I want you to take a couple of lessons. For one, and he'll do it 24 hours after giving it. Oh yeah, no doubt. Sure will. Let's see. A couple of lessons here. One, you need to listen to your parents. You can just write that down. No, write these down. Listen to your parents. Listen to your parents. And I know some of y'all going, shit, you don't understand. I mean, and I know, I get it. I know. You know, Let me just zip that up. Never mind. I was gonna say something, but no, not gonna say it. Not gonna say it. I want to say it so bad. Yeah, I know.
I mean,
dare you. I dare you.
This is your platform.
I dare you, Bishop. Just go ahead.
I had a conversation with Sheila the other day that we better not have out loud, but I'll tell you what I said, but we shouldn't have it out loud. It was just awful. But a lot of listen to your parents. Listen to your parents. This is DSM-5 now, okay? This means psychology. Can I tell you how narcissistic people are made? Because they're not born. Science. Can we agree? Science. So when you go, but I'm a Christian, that's got nothing to do with science. I'm a Muslim. Science. Is this okay? So when you go, not me ain't science. It says, okay, this is how narcissistic people are made by their parents. This is what happens. A narcissist is made psychologically. And it starts, so what is narcissistic disorder, personality disorder? It means that you have to have it from a child. In order to have a personality disorder, it must start in childhood and then go into adulthood. That's the definition of disorder, a personality disorder. You can't be someone as an adult with a narcissistic personality disorder because you're a narcissist. You're a narcissist. You're just an asshole. If you didn't have it when you were a child, you just grew up and changed, and now you're mean. You don't have a disorder, you're mean. Okay, just so we're clear, right? You're mean. A personality disorder comes from this happened as a child, and this happens in adulthood now. The narcissistic parent.
Circle back for me for one moment. I missed
Yeah,
that
I
part
got
of the way.
Miss what part?
I think you were explaining what the narcissist is.
Oh, yes. Well, yeah. So, we know what a narcissist is. It's someone that has a grandiose view of himself, like Antonio, and has, well, do me a favor, Grace. Pull up the definition of narcissist. Put in like Psychology Today. They'll have a good definition, and then I'll give y'all the hood definition. Okay, we'll have that definition. I'll give you the hood definition. I'll do both. Okay, I'll do both. But a narcissist person is someone who cannot apologize, who won't apologize, and every time you say something to them, they gaslight you. Gaslight comes in two forms.
God, is that what he is?
Yes.
My younger brother. Good
Yes.
God, I'm not speaking to that asshole right now.
Yes. Nothing's ever their fault, and it's always someone else's fault. And when it is their fault, Sheena, it's like,
oh my
God, well, I'm just made this way. Something's wrong with me, right?
I had to run in the booth to deflecting. Good Lord, I cannot stand that little asshole. Forgive me, people. I know you guys don't see this to me, but that is my younger brother. And that's the main reason why we are not speaking in this moment. It's been a lot longer than usual, but I just got tired of it. He's 25, I'm 34. Like, you're not a child no more. I don't have to tolerate this crap. So I just ignore him. Wow. Thank you.
Yes. And Sheena, I do. You give me 1 second. I would love. Yes, I absolutely do. Give me 1 second. Remind me to do this. I'm gonna do these two things. Grace, put that definition back up. I gave, grandiose self. It's a grandiose sense of self-importance, a lack of empathy for others, a need for excessive admiration, and the belief that one is unique and deserving of special treatment. All you empaths, put it down. And I know, here's the deal. Every empath got offended. Empaths are the fastest people to become narcissistic. Don't worry. Science. That's why I said, you're gonna go, not me. Wait a minute, I'm not done. Science. Okay, there we go. Here's how empaths are born. You all think about your brother and see if this happened, or made, excuse me. I'll use me, and then I'll use me. Deanna, you're a hell of a narcissist. A super narcissist. Let's see. I use me and I use Adrian. Okay. Adrian is my child. No offense, but I need some names that y'all can see. Okay? And I'm her father. Typically, the independent woman thing comes from two different places. I was telling somebody the other day, I was telling Sheena, it was a conversation we shouldn't have out loud. But I said, men get a bad rep for toxic masculinity. But it's not fair.
Wait,
because toxic masculinity?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, men get a bad rep for toxic masculinity. But I said, it's not fair, Shane. We're just having a conversation. I'm going to get in trouble when I say this. But Sheena, men ain't teaching men toxic masculine traits. That's not something men do. Toxic masculinity is a man doing things that you call female things. The problem is not men. The problem is not the abundance of men's teachings. The problem is the abundance of women's teachings and the absence of men. If you trace a toxic masculine man, he more than likely was raised by a legion of women. It's like millennials getting a bad rep. I said you wouldn't gonna like it. It's like millennials getting a bad rep. But baby boomers, you raised us. You raise what you're complaining about. You single mother what you're complaining about. Toxic masculinity doesn't come from a man to a man. It comes from a man thinking that when I get with Sheena, she needs to take care of me. Where the hell you think that comes from? Jerome, me and you old school. You know I'm saying something. You need to be my mama and my wife.
You know, we agree and disagree on that.
I know we agreed to disagree yesterday. But when a man goes with Adonia and says, I want this, I want that, I want this, and I expect this, and I expect this to cook. Yeah. Yes, that's Adonia. You gonna treat me like my mama did. Y'all recognize this. This ain't hard to recognize.
Oh, back up, Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
Back up.
Mm-hmm.
Gawain,
I told them to get in trouble.
Gawain, forgive me for telling you how Nancy used to cook it.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Wow.
There you go. Now,
forgive me.
Listen, there shouldn't be a feminist here that disagrees when I say Adonia. I wanted this. First off, you can't tell a grown woman how you want something.
Antonio,
Yes, ma'am.
what you said, of the baby boomers and so forth, and then what's expected of women to, be the wives, get everything done, do all the chores, have kids, raise the kids, and act
season
like
the food
mother.
perfectly, and
And
be happy
then-
all the time, pretty and
yeah.
in heels.
And then they're off, flirting with other women that aren't doing those roles. And
Great point.
yeah, that's the part that you don't mind, carrying and doing the home and the things like that. But
Yeah.
when you look at other women, that are out in the business doing, and you're doing this,
Yeah.
and they find that more appealing
Yep.
and sexier,
That's great.
that's when
Somebody need to get choked out. She's not gonna
That's
say
when-
that, but that's that's
you know
I'm gonna
what,
go ahead and
hits
finish
the
it for
fan.
her. That's right. It hits the fan. That's when somebody got to get the 10 fingers, Grace. You understand? And somebody got to get choked out. Susan bring up a
Antonio.
great point. Yeah, go ahead, because this is setting up the phone call out. I need y'all to hear. Go
See,
ahead.
My thing is, if you do that and you expect that, when I turn around and say something to you like your mother,
See.
now
And
you
it-
got a situation. And
and-
I'm thinking, well, shit, you talk to me like that. You
See?
need her for everything else,
See?
damn it. Now
See?
she need to be here because you
Great
is
point.
wrong.
Great point. Because now I want you to treat me like my mother,
Right.
but don't talk to me like you my mama.
It don't work like that. I don't understand. I could be your mama, but nigga, I'ma be your mama. Shit.
That's it. Okay, so now that we in full agreement, that is toxic masculinity, because a man is never going to tell another man, a boy, to have his woman rule over him. Like, forget like intelligence, like forget upbringing. Ain't no man on the planet is going to say, let this woman rule over you. We got too much testosterone for that. We do. But the way our families are organized today, that's what we're saying. It's reinforced. You get to kindergarten. Tracy, you're a school teacher right now. How many men teachers are in there?
A limited amount, more women than men.
And then how many black men teachers are in there? That's even worse. It's even a small.
Much less.
Yeah, it's like finding a black woman tech person. It's even smaller, right? You know what I'm saying? So we are reinforced. Women take care of us all our lives. You go to church, men run the church, women populate it. Tell me I ain't lying. That's
Yeah.
toxic in itself. That's
Good
toxic.
point.
That's for a long time.
Good
Women
point.
didn't.
That's toxic to have a women-dominated religion, but then women can't preach, teach, or speak. That is toxic in itself.
You want to tell me I can't preach? You got the fortitude to tell me I can't preach, but you ain't got the fortitude to tell these men that's already in this pulpit that they can't preach. What is, you know, they go to Flunkersville every day. But what
Every
do
day.
you do?
I hear flunking. I hear flunking. Only thing he can do is pay tithes. He can't do nothing. This is all these things are narcissistic. Let me tell you how narcissistic children are made. Adrian's my child. I don't mean no disrespect by that. And I'm her. Oh, no, that's right. That's why I was bringing this up. This is how a lot of women grow up with mother problems because you don't understand that you reject most. I don't want to say most. A lot of good women are good women in spite of their mother.
You talking.
Okay. This is DSM-5, right? Here's why. Here's how narcissistic children are made. Adrian does something, and I see it. Ooh, that's a gift. Ooh, Adrian, do that again. Do that again. Sing again. Sing again. Mhm. Oh, just set up the phone cards wrong because I need you to get that.
Sir, stop it.
I
Get
just
out
need you
my
to get
life.
that.
That exact example. The
Sing
to
again.
the T.
Sing again. Sing again. Do it.
To this day, he still
Sheena, do that
does
thing
it.
again. Oh, Sheena, do that thing again. Do that thing again. You do. Do that smart thing. Do that pretty thing. Do that whatever that thing is. Right. Do that thing. So
Wait.
then, go ahead.
The lady thought I was gonna be a stud my whole childhood because I was
That's
a
fair.
tomboy. You wouldn't guess it by now.
Yeah.
I made the football team. I was gonna be a whole boy.
So she told you, be pretty, be skinny, be this, do your hair this, do
Put
this.
blonde hair in my head in the seventh grade. Stole my tennis shoes. Got rid of my dog and made me hurt. Look, anybody who know my mama, if you in Galveston, you know this lady.
Look, that's her mama. Y'all look just
So
like
she
Sheena.
was like, and she turned me into a replica. Like I can't help it. I don't even try to fight it no more. I'd rather enjoy it. She'll
Yeah,
be here in the
just like
morning.
your doggone mama.
But we act just alike. But that was not who I was. That's not who I was.
Y'all know that crazy old lady in the church? That's Sheena mama. That's Sheena mama.
She gonna be sitting next to the pastor cussing and eating.
That lady, that's Sheena mama.
That is
That's
Sheena mama.
That's
Yeah.
Sheena mama.
That is
Sheena
Sheena mama.
That's Sheena mama. Through and through. Through and through. I laugh every time she talk. I just laugh because I know how to handle the crazy lady in church. I mean, she's
I know
saying
she talks shit about you too. She loves you. She talks
yeah.
shit about you all the time.
All the time. All the time. All the time. I already know. And I know what she say she mean. And she ain't gonna not mean it. She ain't gonna say it unless she mean it.
She'll give you a hug afterwards.
Yeah, she'll give me a hug after this. But, oh, boy, toughen up. Toughen up, boy. Toughen up. So, yeah, it's crazy. So, Adrian, I go, oh, Adrian, sing again, sing again. Sing again, sing again. And this is what happens, Jerome. Adrian go, ooh, I'll just be a mom. Mommy. Can we go to the beach? Baby, we ain't got time to go to the beach. Sing again. So you missed it. Don't worry, it was real subtle. I'll keep going. And then Adrian goes, ooh, mommy, can I have that toy? We can't do that. We ain't doing that. I ain't buying no toys. Sing again. And everything. So what happens is over time, the only thing I'm praising Tracy for is the superficial. I'm not praising Tracy for her real self. I'm praising Tracy for what she can do. And I reward that. here, baby, get this gift for what she can do. But all the things that mattered to Adrian as a father, as a mother, I didn't give a damn about. So by the time she's 8, she knows if she wants to be rewarded, do those things that get special attention.
You just described school.
I know.
Ooh.
This is DSM-5. This is how narcissistic children become adults. Do not, you can disagree with me, but you disagree with a legion of white people, just so we're clear.
Now I just want to disagree. Oh, I'm sorry. That's all.
So, like, think about this for a moment. Adrian goes, Melissa goes, and I say, all right, you. And I heard one of y'all say on the call last night, that we drop these little slick comments too, about especially like dark. It was when Tracy was talking. I'm not sure if it was last night. It could have been yesterday morning. And she went to school and got blonde and did all worked out and stuff. She didn't say it, but I heard it in it. What was happening was her mama and siblings and stuff was giving her slick comments. Ooh, your hair thick. Ooh, your hair nappy. Ooh, your hair this. Why your hair so tough? That those are code words for you ain't got good hair. Because to have good hair is to have white hair in the Black community. So she go to college, dark skin. There's many women or people, not just women, many people go to college, lose their damn mind and go all out promiscuous just because they're looking for love they couldn't get at home. And listen, some of y'all, the only real time you feel like you in control and in power is during sex. So you don't want to admit it, but I do this for a living. Because you're more confident in what you can do than who you are.
Watch it.
Welcome back to the calls, Antonio. Welcome back. You're more comfortable.
That's what I was thinking. Back to Antonio, just pushing all of our buttons.
Pushing the button. So I need you to get that. When I'm on this call with my dad, I've got all that history, right?
Nuh-uh.
Go ahead.
You are not gonna come up here and start stepping on toes and acting like you ain't just said nothing. Now look here now, Antonio T. Smith Jr. Look here now. Yeah, no, that ain't me. I don't even know why I'm fussing, because you know what? I'm powerful, period. Tough. Period.
I understood.
I just had to bust in and
Nah, I
mess
ain't
with
mad
you.
at you.
Uh-oh.
This is
My dad was shocked.
there you go.
There you
Oh,
go.
that was close.
Oh, I broke up.
You froze for a
Yeah,
second.
Mhm.
Comcast.
Okay, yeah. Did your VPN
He's
on?
back.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, we can
Oh,
hear
yeah.
you.
Oh, okay.
I was
It
just asking if
probably
the
is
VPN
on.
was on. Okay.
I will, child. I won't touch nothing right now. If you do it again, then I'll touch something after. Just do something. Send a smoke signal or something. So you gotta remember that my dad finna say something great, and he's gonna go into my past, but he's never been there. See, I wouldn't. Okay.
That
See, I
Papa
didn't have a
Anthony.
conversation for nothing. I didn't have a conversation for nothing, Tracy. He's gonna go into my past, but he ain't been there. And I remember when my mom was here, she tried to tell me something about my past, and I actually had to tell my mom. I was like, "Mom, you're probably wrong right there. Probably need to watch Joel Osteen for a little bit." Because my mom is crazy. She's crazy like a ton. I get all my craziness from her for sure. I didn't know that until she lived with me. What is it? Ice off the block. tree from the squirrel from the tree. How they say it?
Apple don't fall far
Chip
from
off the old block. Chip off the
Chip off
block.
the old block, yeah.
Okay, all
Mhm.
that. You understand? All that. You might as well call me Linda Faye. Yeah, you hear me? You might. It's genetic. You hear me, Tracy? It's genetic. Everything I thought I wasn't. Shh. As soon as she showed up, I was like, damn, that is me. That is me. That is me. And it's funny how one person can change you. For me, it was my grandmother, or I guess two, my grandmother and my aunt changed me, and I had that good figure, so I didn't go psychopath crazy. I had that one figure that stops me from doing that. But anywho, but pay attention. I want you to listen to your parents. I want you to submit to your parents, and parents could be anybody. Parents could be not just parents, because some of y'all don't have parents, and God bless you for that. Maybe your husband is in that role now. Maybe your wife is in that role now. Somebody who can tell Adonia, baby, pause. I don't care how powerful Adonia is, and she is powerful. Somebody got to be able to walk in her refrigerator without permission, get what they want, and sit down and go, come here, let me talk to you. And if you ain't got somebody like that in your life, I can probably guess how much money you got. Okay. And if you have a lot of money, I can guess how many friends you got.
That wouldn't be a problem for me at all.
No, I didn't. No. I didn't say it wouldn't be a problem. No. I didn't mean it was a problem. I'm saying no matter how powerful she is, Adonia still, I know you got that. I coached you for a year. Adonia still has people that can say, hey, sit down. Let me holler at you. Y'all get it? Still have that. So I want you to pay attention, because there's a reason why I stepped away. And let's listen, Jerome, at how, I don't know what it is, but then we're gonna talk. I think this will do it right here. Make sure y'all can hear this. Is it loud?
Okay, so you begin this conversation by saying
We can hear.
Satan was beginning.
Oh, I forgot to bring that back to it. Remember, I'm Antonio. I'm named after my dad. I am aggressive. I don't have problems. I run and plow through everything, no matter what it is.
To put you in your poor me pity pot mode, making you, matter of fact, your paraphrasing what you said, he was trying to make you think about what you can't be and not, and God is trying to show you what you are and can be. And because of that, you accepted the fact that you was in sabotage mode. But you was confused and frustrated about it because this is something you have never dealt with so intensively in decades in your young life. And that's saying a lot, because in your young life, it ain't too many decades you didn't already progress. So we're talking about the last 10, 12, 15 years of your life. It's been as you just described. You have applied yourself. You have taught yourself. You have denied yourself. Pressed hard to accomplish what you accomplished, and God has always rewarded that. And you have got actually cocky and bodacious and expectations about these things. So I told you about what God is doing. He put that thorn in your flesh, and Paul called it a bumper from Satan. And I helped you understand that giving it the analogy back the way you described it, a bumper from Satan, to where you would not get or remain, because you got there, son. I just got to tell you straight up, you got there. That you would not remain so bold and so cocky and so expectations of how things going to work out. So you are going to, so he told Paul, don't talk to me about this no more. You're going to have that thorn, because I allowed Satan to give you that thorn, and we're going to use that thorn to keep you to keep you humble before me and to keep my grace strong in your life. Now that's the good news. That's the good news. His grace is strong in your life. So that's why Paul was able to say, okay, I will rejoice in this, because now the power of God is resting up on me. So when I come to the conclusion to tell you is that each time you take on a new challenge, there's going to be a glitch. There's going to be a hard spot. There's going to be a difficult moment. Make sure you take that S out of the parentheses and leave it by itself. Moments. There's going to be a moment one time and moments other time. There's going to be moments, period. Because God wants you not to become comfortable with any pattern or any scenario anymore in trusting and believing him. And I was going to give you this analogy about David. Remember one time David went out to war, he said, take your whole army, one of y'all go this way, go that way, surround and so on and so forth.
Okay, let me give you some context real quick for the rest of this. So I got down to that 15. And what he was saying, decades since you lost, decades you've been having the same pattern. So you got to think from somewhere about 9 years old to 41 years old. I ain't never lost. Hold on, let me stop. You should look at me. Look at me. And I need you to catch. My dad is busting my ass. Do not get that twisted. All right. Tracy, though you doing it with the word of God, but it's still coming down hard. Don't get it twisted. Even say that I just got to tell you what it is, son, right? Just tell you what it is. And that's why I put all that narcissistic stuff in there, because you got to remember, he wasn't there. So the natural response is to go, man, whatever. But you don't see none of that going on, right? But forget all that. The context here is from 9 to 41. Well, I lost that. Well, tell me what. Now, I'm not saying I don't lose. I just don't respect losses. So I just plow right through them. I'm trying to help some of y'all. I just plow right through them aggressively because I ain't never going back to the trash can again. Come on, Jerome. If I can't talk to nobody, I'm gonna talk to the old school folks. Me, Jerome, on you. We gonna get it in. You hear me? Go ahead, sir.
This is powerful because you said from 9 to 21.
41.
I mean, for 41, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
From 9 to 41.
Ain't never
That's
lost.
32 years.
Ain't never lost.
I'm never losing.
Never lost.
How do you get to the point? By meeting you, I have won. And I'm not trying to pump you up or get on your good side. I know you know me better than that. But since 20, I've been winning. But I see challenges still. So should I just see them as challenges and overlook them?
That's what I do. That's how I got here. But we're gonna keep listening to the conversation because Tracy read her Bible every day. So she's hearing, throwing in the side, Jerome is hearing that. And he said straight up, oh, you gonna have God gonna keep you struggling. That's what he said. That if y'all missed it, that's what he said. That's what he said. God gonna keep you struggling. Because you all that not losing no more, oh, that's gone. This is what he's telling me. I'm just trying. Okay, so I'm trying to help us all follow the conversation.
Thank you so much. I was like, I know he's gonna hood it up in a minute. So
well, it's easy to understand, but you just caught in the middle. So it was a 30-minute conversation and only 11 minutes recorded. So Deanna got smart enough to just hit record. Like, oh, we got to record this, right? Because I have no idea what made us say hit record. Maybe the Holy Spirit, who knows? But so you're missing 18 minutes of conversation plus 41 years of context about me. So I'm catching you up. So he's saying, because I'm telling him I cannot fix this damn program. And I don't understand what it is. And I've been doing it for 7 months. I don't understand. I got it fixed, but there's these 5 little problems. And every time I fix it, And then give me another problem. Let me fix it and give me another problem. And then I'm stuck on just these things. And no matter what I do, no matter what I read, it will not fix. And my spirit is high, but I'm just not used to not conquering something in front of me. Okay, pause, because while I'm on this cross, bleeding openly, this is how y'all act. Think about it. If you say, I'm single by choice, you're saying I've been winning single all this time. Oh, see, there I go. You got the same spirit as me. All right, got the same spirit. I'm single by choice. I ain't with, especially if you're a high performer. If you're a high performer. So he's saying, well, let's find out. So you got enough context. You caught up, Grace? You got enough context. You got enough context. We'll keep going.
Next time he said, no, we ain't gonna do it. Oh, it might have been one of the other ones, but you familiar with the story. Then he said, no, the next time we ain't gonna do it like that. Then he wanted to do it the same way. He said, no, this time I just want you to sit back and listen. And when you hear the sound of marching feet in the mulberry bush, I'm going to do this for you this time. So here's the thing. You got to learn how to trust how God is going to alter in a chest the way he brings accomplishment and success in your life, and stop expecting the way he's been doing it for the last 12 years.
Say that one more time so it's deep past my ego. Go ahead.
Okay.
Last part.
Yeah, I hear that, huh? I rejected the shit out of that, Dad. I ain't gonna lie to you. If you could just say it one more time so it get past my ego is what I'm saying. Just so we clear. Just so we clear.
You have to stop trusting and expecting God is going to do the same, going to bring accomplishment and prosperity to you the same way he's been doing it for the last 12 years. You need to go to him every time and follow his pattern on the way he's going to do it, because he's going to bring prosperity and success to you with your effort, with your endurance, with your tenacity, but in a different way. It's not just going to be because simply Tony applied himself and Tony educated himself and Tony took the extra mile himself.
Dad better go ahead
That's
now.
been the problem. It's been himself. But also, might I add, what you're doing tomorrow with Deanna's help, you need to start doing more often. God is going to use you to change the world, to bless the world.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? I had said in the call that I'm not going to show back up to the calls until it's done. That's what it was. I was like, what are they talking about? So you're looking at the day before. This is the call that made me decide that Deanna's going to be in charge until I'm done. This is the call.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Way to follow.
Yes.
Now, hallelujah. Now it makes sense.
It makes total sense now. This is the call that did, and this was like 8:00 at night. All right.
The world got to help you bless them. I need to say that again. The world got to help you to become who you need to be to bless them and bring them up. You can't help the world without the help from the world. Am I making sense?
You are. I'm right now.
What I'm saying is, remember I told you the first time why I can't believe they got this stuff here and so on and so forth, and you went up. So sometimes you got to just go to somebody who knows that one little thing you're fighting with. That's what God wants us to do. Realize that even in your business, even in your accomplishments, you are still operating as a unit. And the problem is, you just want to be every component in the unit when you can't be every component in the unit. So when you to praise God, you are very capable and able to be 87% of every component in the unit, but you've been too stubborn to go and get them other 3 components to make the unit as efficient as it can be, but not only that, to bring it up to efficiency and in a speedy, timely manner that it should be.
Well, it's not people. I don't have a problem getting people.
Well,
I
it's
hear
not
what you're
people.
saying. No, I'm backing you up.
Go ahead.
People.
Go ahead.
It's not people.
Go ahead.
It's not me not asking for help. It's not me trying to do 85% of the work. It's not, so what you're saying is completely right, but it's not about work and people, because Deanna tell you, anybody tell you, always lend the work, the control, and the power to people.
Yeah,
It is about the effort. You were right when it comes to effort, because even when I got these people, I still believe and have gone through my effort, Lord, will you bless me? Effort is my problem.
We got to say that. And you're right.
Let me pause right there. Remember this, write this down. Through my effort, Lord, will you bless me?
You are a good delegator. You really are. But you only delegate once you certain everybody understood or understand exactly what you are dictating and asking and requesting. And that is the problem. Sometimes you have to delegate and allow them, like what you're doing right now with Deanna tomorrow, delegate even if they're not up to peak. So, because they might have the means to find or to help you find faster what you're looking for. So you, and we're saying the same thing. You think you have, and you're like me. When I'm informing and instructing somebody, I tell them, bear with me. I might say something you think you know and you probably do know, but I'm so thorough in my explanation. I want to make sure you got me clear. And I'm going to give them A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. And once you do that, you will delegate. But sometimes, if you don't have yourself A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, you miss the B and the 2, you still might have to delegate to get a system to get the B and the 2. That's what I'm saying.
No. You're right. And I agree with you saying. I was just giving you more information so the Lord can continue to use you. Yeah.
Amen.
I agree.
Amen. So, hallelujah. So, in my last words, I would say this. I encourage you greatly to say, as Paul said, now that you recognize that you have a buffer from Satan to keep you humble and to make you look to God the way he's going to bring success and not expectations of the way it's always done. And now say, therefore, I rejoice in my infirmities, in my struggles, in my setbacks, in this seven complicated, whatever it is, because I know God's grace is going to get me through it, and his power is resting upon me. Because you know this yourself, and you said it yourself in this conversation. Genetically, you're blessed in gift, and spiritually and direct from God, you're blessed in gift. And God's gifts and callings are without revulsion or without repentance. So he's going to continue to reward your efforts. He just wants you to allow him to dictate how he's going to do it and the procedure he's going to take to bring you to
have 1 minute left.
There it is. The woman said it for us.
Wow.
Did y'all hear that big sigh?
I did.
I'm going to say this in my last 32 seconds. I've been praying for this moment.
Amen.
To say a lot of what I just said. I've been praying for this moment. Don't think I haven't.
Oh, I'm not resistant to it, so it's fine.
No, you're not. You're not. Because it's God's moment. So you don't resist God, and I'm proud about that. So are we through? I would say we're through, huh?
Well, yeah, I guess guess we fool. I guess we fool. I gotta go.
Translation, don't you call back. God dog it. You stay away. Yeah.
That's it what he said. He said, "No, you ain't gonna resist. You don't resist God." Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get out the hard time now. And
Let's see.
what time is it?
5:04.
Thank you
Oh, it's 5:00. Okay, so it's 5:00. All right. Before we open up the floodgates, and almost all these squares needed to get hit all that stuff in there. I've started the conversation off by telling him, and then I was like, all right, I can't figure it out, but I know two. There's two things I know, and then I get the Prophet Jerry and then Tracy next. God just telling me Tracy got to say something, so I'm just, what I'm saying. And I said, there's two things I know what's going on. I said three things I know what's going on. One, I can't fix the problem. Two, that ain't my energy. I can always fix the problem. And that's creating a conflict in me. But I feel like, and I say, but I know I'm supposed to be here. This is how this conversation started. I know that God got me right where God wanted. My dad's real churchy. You can tell, Jerome, huh? Okay. God got me right where he wants me. And that's creating conflict. And I said, but thank God I'm not vibrating at the conflict. See, the conflict is not bothering me. But I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck. So I'm not bothered, but I'm stuck, which is just a very weird place to be in life. It's a very weird place to be,
That was a word.
Yeah. I'm not bothered, but I am stuck, and I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. And that's what made him say, well, the problem is you. Because God has been blessing you. He gifted you. You got the brain, you got the spiritual gifts, you got all the gifts everybody praying for. God's been blessing you. And God gave you that spirit of tenacity. That's a blessing. But you want God to bless your effort. So in situations, effort becomes God. This what y'all missed. Okay, this what you missed. Because you get in a situation loving God until there's an obstacle. Then you love your effort.
Watch it, Dad.
Rewind, press play. You get in a situation loving God, but when you're in a situation, you get into that tiger mode, and now it's all about you and your effort. And then he hit me with it. It was a gut punch, Jerome. And God blessed you for that. But and then then Deanna jumping in. Remember what you say? We got you here, won't get you there. And all that crap, right? Okay, remember that? And I was like, it was just a whole 30-minute pound, boom, 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 pound. And I go, okay, all right. So I know I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be learning something. That's how which I heard the conversation go off and say, okay, I'm glad you're supposed to be learning something. So the main point was, since I have been blessed for 41 years of looking at a target and killing it, that got me where I am. But God ain't gonna do that no more. That's what he said. Oh, no. You're gonna struggle henceforth. Because since you're trying to change the world now, see, at first you was trying to change your world. Since you're trying to change the world now, God gonna make sure you struggle. So effort don't get the credit. He does.
Watch it, Dad.
Okay. All right. Come on, Prophet Jerry.
Effort don't get the credit.
Come on, man.
So he made it tell me, man, I don't know if you've seen it in the chat. Your dad is my type of pastor. I need him in my life. But I feel like coming to Texas in my wheelchair kicking your butt for you picking on me. And picking on me. Now, let me stop. But listen, yesterday, Source said, I was in my worship time and meditation time. Source says, let me get the glory. And I'm like, what do you mean, let me get the glory? Trust the process. You know, he's talking. And I'm like, okay. But now I get it. I'm rushing this, want my leg to be straight. I'm Russian. I'm not American no more. I'm Russian. That's another story. I tell that to Renee all the time. You Russian, you're not American. I'm rushing to get my leg straight. I'm rushing to wanting to have surgery. I'm rushing. They said, and then your dad just punches me in the gut.
It's a whole lot of people got punched in the gut. And he's real. He's an empath like Susan. He don't never say nothing, you know, like him and Susan get along just fine. They'll just be hearting the place up, you know. He's an empath. Now go ahead.
He says it in such a gentle way where he's
but not on that call. He punched me in the face on that call.
It's like he gut punching you and hugging you at the same time, because he's done it to me. I'd be like,
oh, like Uncle Jerome. All right.
That's really the roughest I've ever. That's the roughest I've ever heard.
That is.
He's never.
No, he was adamant on that one. He hit me a few times in that conversation. I just ain't say nothing because he wasn't talking to me. But that man, look.
Yeah, don't get shot for no reason. Get shot for no reason, you know. Yeah.
The way he ended that, it tells you that was from everything that y'all have met up with and all the things that you tell him and all the things that are great. That means he sits there, he listens to you.
That's what he do.
Because you handle shit. And all he hears is you handle shit. So the day that now there's something that you cannot handle, that's the perfect opportunity to plant the seed that he's really been trying to hear from, like to get in that moment. Because you have to be broken enough to hear that it's supposed to happen like that. And that's
Antonio,
that's why you were sighing the way you were, because it was like, damn, like, and nobody can tell you that. Nobody could have ever said that in the most elegant way. But it came from your father of the people of, and then like you said, the only thing you really have in there is you ain't been there. You don't even know. You can't go there because I did this, I did that. And the way he said it, it was profound. That was a beautiful.
Yeah. And that never crosses my mind. I've always been.
Look, it's good to have somebody like that in your world when you are as big as you are and you are as powerful as you are doing what God is calling you to do. That is that was it. And now I really
That's one of the things I wanted to highlight.
Right, because that was it. And then to see it actually be done.
Antonio,
to be on the phone call and watch your call even still do
I got you, Jerome.
everything that he's doing. You know, I'm sorry, Romy, but
you good.
It's okay. That I appreciated that. I appreciated that because I don't have a person like that to speak into me on a daily, but that's what old people do for me. Like they just say it and I'll be like, where the hell? Oh, okay, that was God. And that was God. And like he said,
I'm my dad's pastor. I'm his pastor.
That's why you needed it. And that's why you were able to hear what he said. But that sigh at the end.
Oh, child.
That was the longest 10-minute call you ever had.
Ever.
And that lady said 1 minute and he was already done. That's the funny part. He had said what he had to say. He still had a minute left to say, I love you. And it wasn't like it left anything open. So there was another callback. So that was, oh my God. I'm glad that you allowed us to hear that. Thank you.
No doubt. Yeah. I promised him that I would I would, when I come back, I would say that I forgot all about it until Deanna said something similar that made me mention. Go ahead, Jerome, then Grace.
Yeah, what I heard from that conversation was that he is ready to take his rightful place from all the years of not being in your life. And the way he did it was just, yeah, as he was speaking, I thought about me and my father. And when I went to Africa, I bought a Maasai stick. And it's a big one and there's a small one. The big one is for the father, the small one's for the son. And they were telling me the history behind it. When they're out in the field, they use it for the for the lions and for the snakes and to protect themselves. And of course, the father teaches the son how to protect himself. So when I came back from Kenya, I went to my father because all those years of being apart, and I told him, I said, I bought this for you. And I says, you get the big stick. And I get the small stick.
Mm.
And then when he passed, my mother said, because I'm left-handed just like him, all of his, he said, is there anything I said, I want that Maasai stick. That's all I want, is that stick. We didn't do a lot of talking, Antonio.
I hear you.
But later on in life, that connection came.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you something, young man.
Yes, sir.
Those last 5 years, it was like we were the best of friends. But what was amazing was he was telling me about how he was estranged from his kids. And he was estranged from my mom. But he was telling me this. And I said, Dad, you're still God's man. He has not left you. He's there. And I said to myself, out of all of that hatred when I was younger with him and all of that animosity, here he was confiding in me with the most intimate details of his life. Blew me away. Just blew me away. But I knew it was God bringing us, and we were friends, and it was like, and we still didn't finish before he left here. But God started mending that hurt and that. So that's what I was hearing in his conversation with you, regardless of what he was saying. And that's all I wanted to share.
That's good stuff. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. And we never had a beef. I never had a beef with any one of my parents. It's never been a big deal to me. Never been a big deal. But the forgiveness goes on both sides, right? So why it wasn't a big deal to me, it was always a big deal to him. You know, it was always a big deal to him, but we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. Grace, I think he was next.
When everybody was talking, I was like, even when you were talking about what your dad was telling you, yeah, you started putting in the chat that you have an Antonio. I was like, finally, he gonna understand what the hell we all been. You're gonna understand. So
Well, I got mentors and stuff that or friends that always read me my rights. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And I was about to say, I always remember you telling us, really, you know, like I really don't have a mentor or whatever. And I was like, I think now he got one, you know?
Yeah, I guess he would be a mentor because he find a way of doing you to teach me something every day. Every day he find a way, Sheena. He finds a way. I promise you he does. He does. If you read Cities of Solaria like Law has, he in there. He's absolutely in there. I wrote him according to his personality. He is one of those.
The book. It is beautiful.
Appreciate you. And now that you heard him, he act like that. He'll sit back. He won't say nothing. And all of a sudden, he get on this prophetic stuff. And you can hear. And I wrote a guy that has the same reactions, Grace, as me. Just okay, Dad. What now? What magical stuff you about to say now? Right? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what happens. Tracy, get ready. Because no, I keep hearing it. I keep hearing it. Effort. I have been rewarded for my effort since I was in the trash can. Push that further. Deemed in me deeply is due effort, because the lack of their effort got you in the trash can. Now it's a psychological problem. See, the lack of their effort, psychological problem. And then if I get rewarded for effort, that's another psychological problem. Why? Because human beings don't change what rewards them. You don't. We don't change what rewards you. You're never going to lose weight. You're never going to lose weight if your man is going, nah, I like it just like that. You ain't losing no weight. You're never going to lose no weight. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Tracy doing some push-ups. That's right, baby. I like that. She going to keep working out. Nah, I don't do them push-ups, girl, because you're going to lose them breasts, and I like them breasts. You're going to do it. We don't change what rewards us. That's not how carbon-based creatures work. We change what uncomforts us. Not a word, but you get the point. That's what we change. We change what's killing us. We're running towards pleasure or from pain. Sigmund Freud, right? Father of psychology. That in itself. So I'm sitting here. I'm recognizing, and this is why I tell all y'all, you cannot fix your problems. And everybody here, y'all got the same problem. Y'all always try to fix your problem. Oh, fair enough. It would be you to say that. All of y'all here try to fix your problems. But you can't fix your problems because your consciousness created them. And what do we do when we fix a problem? The first thing we do, we withdraw. And y'all know the crazy way y'all withdraw? Y'all say it all the time. Oh my God, I wish there was 50 more people on this call. I could think all 50 of them need to be on this call. I'm just processing. You is a damn lie. I told somebody this. I told somebody this week. I'm just processing. You are not processing. I called them out this time. They ain't like it. I choose to disagree. So I said, as you should. That was my response. As you should. It's one of y'all. As you should disagree. You should. Then what? When you say I'm processing, nope. That's not what you're doing. Something hit your trigger. And you are trying to see how that jives with your current worldview and that trigger. And you ain't figured it out yet.
But I am processing, Antonio. I am processing.
I love Adelia.
Isn't that processing? I think you defined processing just now.
No doubt. It is processing. Adelia is right. And you're right too, Sheeta. But this person uses processing not to change. I'm just processing that. Because what we do is we use it, we either don't change or we take a week to do so. When you can do it right there. You can do it right there. It's new information. And if you have to jive it past your worldview, then you're not going to be wealthy. The people who change the fastest get to the money the fastest. This is what it is. This is what it is. Why Adonia's successful. She changes the she's a processor. Trust me. She's all our sessions, she processed. Oh, we had fun in our session. It's too early in the morning. I think it was 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm jumping on her.
Okay, you're getting too personal. You're getting too personal. I need to process because usually, you know what, you guys, I don't know, I'm feeling some kind of way right now. But I'm gonna be quiet because I'm feeling some kind of way. I got triggered. I don't know what it is. I got triggered.
I did get it. I completely get it. And that's and so I'm listening to him, and I want to tell you, so we could be semantic all we want to. I ain't like none of what he was saying. Not a nam. I ain't interrupted one time. One time I said something, I was like, well, no, let me do this. And then he tried to jump back in. I was like, no, let me just tell you. Right? But I don't like none of that. Let me push this further. I don't like none of y'all say. I've never agreed with Tracy in my life. I never agreed with Adonia. Why? Why would I agree with you? It ain't my idea. It ain't my thought. Shit, I didn't come up with it, so I don't like it. I don't care how breed it is. I don't like it. No, this is the natural part of man. The natural part of man is to go, whatever. Ain't nobody asked for your opinion anyway. I was just talking. Oh, y'all don't want to act like y'all want to keep it real. You know, keep it real. We be in conversations, Tracy. They're not real conversations, though. They monologues. You want positive feedback on. That's not a conversation. That's not a conversation. I don't agree with anything. Deanna was shocked when she found out, girl, I disagree with every damn thing you say. She was shocked because I never act like it. Because I almost process in real time. I'm not saying, so I would love to tell you he didn't hit one of my triggers. Jerome, I don't know how many triggers I got, but he hit all of them. I'll tell you that. Ain't no sense of me. Tracy, ain't no sense of me going, see, I just want you to listen like me. No, because he had, I used Jerome's, my flesh, all the way messed up.
So Bishop, wait a minute. Go back for a minute.
Yeah,
Go
I'm
back.
trying to help
Go
you.
back.
I'm
Go
trying
back.
to
Go
help
back
you.
to where you was talking about what Deanna said. So even though she's the queen, right? And you trusted her to be the queen, and she says something, you don't agree with it, but you don't tell them.
Okay, so let's talk about that. We'll talk about that because
just break something down for me.
No. We're gonna talk about it because somebody's gonna say I'm being fake. That's not the case. But we'll
No.
talk about that. No. That's a good point. No, but every action has an opposite and equal reaction, or it's always an opposing viewpoint, or always an unintended side effect. It's one of the great ways to say that. So let's talk about that. Deanna taught for 2 months or whatever. I ain't disagree with nothing the girl said, and I helped write the scripts. Still ain't agree with it. That don't mean she said, see, trying to help you out. I'm trying to help you out.
Jerry, he's an idiot, but he ain't stupid.
That's facts. That's facts. And I disagree with everything she said. I was like, ooh, you know why? Because, and this is why she started liking the teaching, because as we all want to look smart, and that's our damn problem. So then we'll project that looking smart to, well, I want my baby to look smart. No, you don't want your baby to look smart. You don't want to feel like you didn't raise her smartly. That's the real problem. So my flesh would go, that was a good answer, but you should have said this. And y'all know we all do it. We all do it. The real compliment. The real compliment of Deanna, well, one of the real compliments of Deanna teaching is, because I found out she liked me listening, is I didn't say nothing. Not a comment, not a written comment, not a nada. Didn't do nothing. You hear me? Because that's when you really trust somebody, when there's no correction. Oh, see, I don't like that part. I don't like the part. She called me as soon as this call, goodbye. Right. So as soon as like goodbye. So let's do that. Ring, or she come in and she go, how'd I do? Every time, right? How'd I do? And did I ever offer you any corrections?
No, you never offer it, no correction at all. He always compliments me. He never corrects me.
There was nothing to say. Now,
but I got a question. But it wasn't your job to let me say it.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I don't think it was your job to correct her anyway, because it was her conversation. And so if that's what she believed, if that's how she delivered it, if that's what she
perfectly
said,
said.
how do you correct that?
No, perfectly said. We're saying the same thing. I'm saying as flesh, I just want to. I just want to correct it because it's my way of feeling like I'm adding value.
Bishop.
And we all do it. Those who don't do it, those are the people who are mature and have good relationships and have good money. Go ahead, sir.
I truly believe Sauce just brought it to me from what Adonia just said.
And everything she said was facts.
Older, because I'm 16 years older than the queen, I know a little something.
Right.
But Sauce is saying, sit your little ass down somewhere.
There you go. There you go. And that's what Adonia's saying. Adonia's saying that was your wife conversation. What the hell you got an opinion for? That's what Adonia's saying. And let me co-sign, I agree. When Renee is talking, why the hell do you have an opinion? It's her conversation. We don't, no. This ain't just about no morning call. That should happen in the house too. Ain't that right, Adonia? That should be in the house too. I agree.
Exactly. A lot of times he'll tell me, don't you say a word, because she was right. Get out of your teachings. Get out of what Aunt Nancy taught you and what your ancestors taught you. She was right. Even though she's younger, she was right.
Good thing about
But
wisdom.
see, I don't always think that I don't always, like, at home, it's an opinion. And that, to me, you have a right to have an opinion. And I don't have to agree with it, but you have a right to have it. So I don't have an issue with that. But in this one instance where you pass the baton to her, it's your job to let it go. She's not going to get to the finish line with you holding on to the baton.
Well, now that's what happened. Now I didn't pick it up. Now, Deanna, if you want to respond here, so she can know and everybody.
No, yeah, y'all. He's teaching today. Well, okay, this is gonna be Tim. I had to use the restroom this morning. Eating healthy and working out do some things too. And I had to use the restroom. And I told him, I told him I had to go. He said, but class started at 8. I said, Grace gonna hold me. She gonna handle it for like the first 5 minutes. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna teach today. And I was like, you sure? He said, no, we gonna teach together. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, but you sure? Like, you sure? He was like, yeah, I'm sure. He said, I'm gonna do it today. I was like, you positive? And I was like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so, because that allowed me to, handle up on my business.
Yeah.
But no, he did.
Green leafy vegetables, they come out every time you put them in.
Like quinoa.
They come out when you put them in.
No, he did not take the reins. He did not. He was helping me.
And how many of all those, what percentage of those scripts did you write? And don't be humble. Do not be humble.
So he sent me the bones and I added the meat. Because I
sent you the bones
help.
twice.
Yeah.
I sent you the bones twice. Help. She wrote 98% of those scripts herself. Okay, hold on. See, so wait a minute. Now I'll be in trouble. I would be in trouble. See, let me make this make sense. Not only did she teach and I said nothing, but then she wrote and I said nothing.
That's
it was only when it was super technical, including Pathfinder. Including Pathfinder. That's only so Adonia, everybody else. I didn't say a word and I didn't write many words. I did not.
So then for Deanna to come back and ask you, how does she do? Then that is the clarification of the person that is knowing what is already there, knowing what we see every day, knowing that she did good because we were saying that she did good, but to hear it come from you, like, is there something else? Is there something? That's the confirmation to know I just smashed that shit. Like, because you can feel like you smashed it, but to hear the person that you stepped in the shoes of to replace it,
Adrian.
That's the gratification of, no, you did that. Like, that's where she was asking, was that all right? Did you like it? Because she knows the mark that he would have.
Right.
And
absolutely.
And that's why I'm sure that's why, like, if I was her, that would be me, because I'm a person that does that. after I do something. Like
Yeah.
if I sing the song, I want to go back and hear the song because you might have said it was good, but I need to now hear and make sure that we had all three parts or whatever.
Right.
That's just the confirmation of it. But yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
stepping up
but here
of it is
again,
good.
here again, when he passed the baton, it's no longer his.
That's right.
So because it's no longer his, regardless of how she did or what she did or
It was
what
perfect.
she said, it's
It was
hers.
perfect. It was
So
perfect.
you can disagree because you might have done it different, but it wasn't yours. So it's never going to be the same. And so to go to you to validate how'd I do, it wasn't necessary. She did what she did, period.
Yeah, no. That's all fact. Now we all seek validation, right? You know what I'm saying? And after every one of these calls, well, Dan, what's the first thing I do after this call? I do everything.
You did great.
No, and when I'm teaching.
Oh, he calls me and he say, okay, give me some feedback. How did it go?
So it's routine around here, right? It's like every one of my calls. And then of course I always say the same thing. I thought that was whack. You always say that anyway. Keep going, yeah.
Actually, he does do that. Like even after keynotes, he'd be like, well, I thought it was whack. And I'd be like, man, that was damn good. For me, the reason why I go back to him for validation is because he's my teacher. And my teacher who taught me, I want to go back to my teacher and be like, hey, teacher, as your student, how did I do? That's like the kid going back to the parent, be like, hey, mom, how did I do in the race? I won first place, but how did I do? Like, how do you think? Because for me, it's him telling me, well done.
And in fairness,
and that means a lot.
Well, fair enough. I don't want to step over
Can I
that. But
ask
in
a question
fairness,
there?
yes, you sure can. Let me just say something real quick. But in fairness, I do the same thing. That's tandem. So, and I know we have just try not to take on the world's programming and think she just said that and she's the only one to do it, because that's not what's being said here. I do it too.
All the
Try
time
not to
after
miss that part.
interviews.
Yeah, try not to miss
After
that part.
interviews.
No
after
matter what I say out
keynotes.
loud, if I'm in front of people, I do the same thing that she just cried for. I do
Yeah.
the same thing. So you either gonna call it a healthy relationship or you I don't know what you're gonna do. Right? Go ahead, Tracy.
Okay, well, my question is there because every time after any keynote that I do the same thing. I call my
Everybody
friend and
does it.
I'm like, hey, what are your thoughts? What did I do? How could I have done better? Now, the question is, I really be wanting feedback. I don't want to just hear, oh, it was great. And that's what I always get. And I'm like, no, like, tell me what could have been done differently. So I'm just wondering, Deanna, when you get oh, it was great, it was good, I wouldn't change anything. Is that what you really want to hear? Or do you really want to hear like all the details of what could have been done differently?
I
That's a fair question.
used to want to hear the details on what I did differently, but I got to a point where the well done was good enough. The well done was perfect for me because
That's powerful.
I know he knows who I am. So for him to say, I have no correction. There's even been times he said, I'm impressed, and he does not impress easily.
No.
It lets me know that in putting on my shoes and standing in them for the first time, he's telling me, you look good in your shoes. And that's how I've been receiving it. So I used to want those details. I used to want him to say, no, you did this. I would have done it this way. No, this is how I would have done it. But now, because for the longest he used to tell me, be yourself. And now that I'm actually being myself, to hear him say, well done, to hear him say, no, it was perfect, to hear him say, I'm impressed, it feels good because it's like, okay, so I'm actually doing good in myself. The growth that it's okay being me. He's my validation for saying it's okay being me because I don't get that validation anywhere else. Bless
And there's
them.
nothing wrong with being validated. And there's nothing wrong with being validated by a source. Oh, let me just say something real quick. I'm gonna get Phil. The closest thing that has been said to source so far is what Adonia said. I need to make this very clear. What Adonia said is the closest answer to the actual universal source answer. When Sheena talked, it is perfect. And there is no reason to have an opinion. When she talks, it's her baton. Why are you trying to pick it up, correct it, or talk about it? This is 100% correct. Now, I'm afraid y'all are missing that, but it's 100% correct what Adonia is saying. In my case, I did that, but it don't matter if I did it, because that's my damn job, to stay out of Grace's voice. If I could talk with Grace's voice, I would have her voice in my throat. So since I don't, I shouldn't have an opinion how her voice is shaped, formed, and the content that comes out of it. I would even say that inside the home too, but I'm different. Okay, I'm different. Phil, go ahead, Phil.
Well, as someone that every week is asked to give people nuggets to grow on based on our Tuesday night calls, the best way that I've been learned to get feedback or to give feedback is 6 questions. What should you watch me work, what should I continue to do and why? Then the second question is, what do you think I should stop doing and why? And then the next question is, what do you think I should start doing and why? Ask those 6 questions, and then you get a good interaction and good analysis of what you're trying to accomplish. What should I continue to do and why? What should I stop doing and why? What should I start doing and why?
Mm-hmm. There you go. That's smart. That sounds good. That sounds very intelligent. Validation is what we all want it. That's part of this ascension process. So don't act like you're above validation. We all want validation. It's part of the human thing. Go ahead, Sheena. They tell me you unmuted your mic.
Oh, how do you keep your opinions to yourself and not feel repressed?
That's the conversation I was having this week with somebody else.
Not feel repressed, not feel like maybe you're not giving them something that they possibly need to grow or whatever the case. How do you keep from feeling that way?
So now you got 2 things in there. I'm going to lean back on Adonia's answer first. If Tracy give me her opinion, it's her opinion. It's her shoes. It's her voice. Why am I grabbing this opinion? Why am I grabbing this baton? She has the floor. So when it's my time to have the floor, it is not to address or attack or help her opinion. Period. Now, secondly, what she said and how to help the person to grow. Well, there's our problem right there. Now, I'm gonna say this. See, this is gonna be easy, but see, the problem is some of y'all are programmed, most of your program, feminists, hear me say this as if I'm a woman. It would sound better because you like these words I'm about to say, but you don't like them coming from a man. But if Tracy said it, you would love it. How dare I assume Adonia need to grow? That's my damn problem.
You should have texted to Tracy so she could say.
I should have. But okay, Tracy, you say it. How dare I assume that Adonia needs to grow? Go ahead, go ahead. Unmute your mic, Tracy, and say it. It'll come off better that way.
How dare you assume that Adonia needs to grow?
See, that sounds great.
It
Both
does.
of you,
The
you know,
energy
you
is
know what?
different.
This is so funny. This
energy
is
is different.
cracking me up because I think we all feel that way, whether you said it as a male or Tracy said it as a female. We all feel that way. But then I would say something totally different and say, but we all need, well, I shouldn't say even need. We all should want to grow. Maybe that's what I would say, because at the end of the day, if I like to wear my high heels and my jeans every single day, and if I like to do it, then
That's sexy,
I
by the
get
way.
to make that choice to do that, right?
Yeah, high heels and jeans.
So
are very
who am
sexy.
I to tell somebody something different? So it's it just depends, I guess, on who and the circumstances.
Well, it always depends. It depends on your relationship. My relationship with Sheena should be very different than my relationship with Susan, right? Because that's the whole point of actively listening, treating people like they're actually people, like they're actually people. But we're raised, don't adjust to people. You always be yourself. That's terrible advice, by the way. That's not how you win friends and influence people. And the only people that told you always be yourself, I bet they're poor. And when everybody think about all the people who told you always be yourself, please know they're divorced, they're single, or they're still in the same tax bracket when they told you. That's terrible advice. That's terrible advice. It goes against the seven habits of highly effective people. It goes against the 48 laws of power. It goes against Think and Grow Rich. You don't make why would you always be yourself when yourself is the damn problem?
Okay,
Let's
wait,
start there.
wait, break that down, because you're always Antonio. You don't change for nothing.
I'm always Antonio in a group setting. But when I talk to Susan, I'm very empathetic. Ask her. When I talk to Phil, I'm very short. Phil don't need all those words.
Okay, now I get what you're saying.
No. Hold on. This is in a corporate setting, because I always get low-level awareness coming at me. I'm always Antonio. When I talk to Sheena, I'm very nurturing, providing. When I talk to Tracy, I'm short but motivational. I just hit her with that boom. That's all she needs. She don't need nothing else. Because I don't know who be going through her phone, so I don't be trying to say too much. You know what I'm saying? I don't be trying to say too much. You know how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I talk to Prophet Jerry, I'm always Bishop. I talk to Melissa. When I talk to Melissa, I always have Melissa in charge. Ask her. Ask her. Melissa, come on. Come on out here. Come on out here, little dog. I always got Melissa in charge.
Yes, you do.
Always. You know why? Because Melissa's been not in charge her whole life. And she tired of that. Nah, ain't she? And how dare I know what she come through? And then act just like her ex. That don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. It don't make any sense. You can't have harmony at that. So should I always be myself? Sure, I should. I'm always myself. I just got 1,000 cells. I got 1,000 cells. 1,000 cells. When I talk to Adonia, I know two things and two things only when I talk to Adonia. One, you better listen, because what she's saying is deeper than what she's saying. She never talks. She's straightforward, but it always has these, I want to say deeper layers, but she talks in time. When Adonia says something now, she done already went out 12 years, and she's talking for 12 years and now. And if I don't catch that, I'm gonna get in trouble. Ask me if I'm lying.
Truth.
And the second thing is, when we come up with a solution, I better make sure it's her solution and not my solution for her. Come on, Adonia, back me up.
That's not all.
That hurt to come out a little bit. Y'all hear me? All the people. Oh, go ahead, Sheena.
Oh, shit. I thought that was off. I'm sorry.
So basically, always be yourself. But myself is like 4 things. This is myself. If you've asked Tony, what's yourself? Harmony over everything else. Actually, other way around. We're all one. Harmony over everything else. F these obstacles. I ain't got nothing else, Jerome.
Okay, so I want to say this.
Yeah.
Right, all up in there in that space. Cause see, like before, you always be trying to overlook it. But that's okay, because I understand. So now what I want to know is,
Like
when you talk to me,
yes,
or
ma'am.
you're saying something to me, I'm not going to say after reading the book. I'm just going to say before that,
Mm-hmm.
because I know you got hit with some stuff for the game and for the book, right? Because
Yep.
see, I know
Yep.
about Antonio.
I was working on your stuff yesterday. I
God
sent out
already
chapters
told
yesterday.
me who you was. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now, what you say? What you say? What say ye? What say ye?
No, your stuff is, you're gonna be very proud of stuff. I was working on your stuff yesterday. I'm still in concept phase for yours, but a little bit past concept. I got you a pretty decent outline right now. Your book is over 100,000 words, though. I'm gonna tell you that. It might be, you might have volume 1, volume 2, so be ready for that. But that's what you sent me, though, and you know it. That's what you sent me, and you know it. You sent me volume 1.
It just called you to be a little bit more of
yeah,
you, be yourself, because ourself is not the self that we know ourselves to be. Ourselves is pulled out of what God said He already created from the foundation.
Right.
Before the foundation, I'm be quiet. I'm be
No,
quiet.
that's fair.
I'm just saying.
But the reason I start beating myself up, y'all, because I tried to the same way. I tried to take on all of our wickedness, Tracy. It's real simple. I try to take on all our wickedness. I'm trying to, like, every time Adonia opened her mouth, if Adonia is not praising me and worshiping me and give me some other arrogant stuff to say, like, well, just list out arrogant things, I don't like it. Because that's all of us at the core. If not, Christians, what the hell Jesus died on the cross for then? How about that, Trace? How about that? How about that? Nah, Gerald, case you Christians gonna have a hard time with that one. If you so good, the hell was the sacrifice for? I got a point there, huh, Grace? Nah, I ain't got a point with everybody outside of Christianity, but I got a point with you Christians. That's the truth. If you ain't that bad, then what was the cross for? And y'all get on my nerves acting like you ain't bad. Jesus died for everybody else but grace. Get out of here. No, we are all wicked. If grace don't say, ooh, you did a good job. Ooh, Antonio, you're the only person to answer my question. Oh, you know, I don't want to hear a question. We're all wicked. The reason why I was able to listen to my dad punch me in the throat is because I'm real time. I'm checking said wickedness. This was the point I was trying to make. I'm checking said wickedness. The reason why I have a different relationship with every single person in these little squares, every single person in these little squares. I talk to Chef Jay very differently. Every single person in these squares is because I put you first. I'm not saying I'm a good person. I'm saying I'm so evil that I understand that when I come to you, check it. Check said evilness, or you're not going to be able to talk to Chef Jay. I'm just a goon that God got like Adrian. That's it. That's it. That's it. But when you hear things, can you let somebody tell you, not play up? You suck. That was my dad. That's what he said. I just translated. You suck. And God wants you to unsuck. Okay. You're giving all credit to you, which is not what I was doing. But was I giving all credit to my effort? Absolutely. Which is giving all credit to me.
That.
It's the same thing.
Say that. He say that. That's what you heard. Shit.
That's what I heard. You hear me?
That's
You
what
know what I'm saying?
heard.
You understand?
He did say that.
You
He
see what
was
I'm
real
saying?
nice about what he said.
See?
And when you listen to it after going to sleep and
And
waking
that's my
up on the
point.
third, fourth time that you hear it,
And that's
he
my
won't cut
point.
you out as much as he did the first time. I'm telling you, because
That's
that
my
was
point.
so, it was a beautiful to listen to you, to follow you for the
Yep.
last 2.5 years. I have always said that because I'm like, I don't know why I follow this man. I am not trying to be a millionaire. You know what I mean? Like, I am not trying to make it like these people are trying to make it on this thing. But for some reason, I am always here. And what your father said was it, because the day that you say, this is what we doing, and it link up with what God is telling me that this is what we've been doing, this is what we doing, dog. Listen, that's why I said, oh, come on, God. It came from Dad. Come on, God. It was
came from him.
because he did not cuss you out. He said you've been doing a
He
damn good
never.
job, bro. You've been doing it, and you've been doing it better than anybody ever. But that is the effort that you put out, and because you know you put that effort in, you believe that it's the effort that is gonna be the blessing. And
That's
no,
right.
the effort is just gonna get you there. Because what he say, you can't heal the world, you can't help the world
Unless you
unless
get the world help you.
to get the world to help you. And that is what you're doing every
Powerful.
single day. So you can have all the things in order, but until we get our things in order in our own individual boats, so United Cities of Solario does not really exist. It's a book. When we all do it, and that water start to rise, that is the flow. And you talk about flow, you talk about all of it. So you've been preparing and talking about this, that, and the other thing. And like you said, when somebody says something, you go another way. Somebody say something, you go another way.
I disagree with all
say
y'all.
something, you go another way. And everything was running against who you were, because the day you sat in front of us, that day was who you was. That's where you was at. So to come back the next day and do something different, you like, but I'm gonna do it anyway. But he gonna bless my effort. He gonna bless my effort. But little did you know, it's not even about the effort. Well, I mean, it is your effort because, like I said, we watch you because you do it way better than we do. Half of us just love your effort. That's why we pull up every day to see somebody doing it. Shit, because one day we gonna do it. But you gonna do it, and that's the effort. So he ain't cuss you out. But yeah, no,
he didn't cuss
it
me
took
out.
about 4 or 5 more times to hear that thing come right
Yeah,
on
he
back.
didn't cuss me
Yeah.
out. My
I'm
brain
glad you shared
says he
it.
cussed me
I'm
out.
glad you
Right?
shared it.
All them
Because
Cause
that
you
triggers
was
was
he
a
the
hit.
very
child.
intimate moment.
You
I'm glad you
cause you're
shared
gonna
it.
always be his child. Just saying.
No, that's a fact.
Don't let you just
Always,
saying.
Sandra.
That's all
Always. You
facts.
heard it?
Yep,
And
that's all
wait a minute, he
facts.
said Antonio said, I was just trying to give you more details, because you know that's what we want to do. We want to give you all the situations so you know why I do what I do. No, wait, but you don't understand. He
You
said,
can let
yeah,
the
he
Lord
said,
use you is what I said.
that's what he
Yeah,
said. He said,
making
you said,
excuses. Making excuses. Yeah, making excuses. Tracy, it's your turn, and then we go. Yes. However it come out.
For me, I really needed to hear that, and I'm so glad that you played that message. I'm gonna say like this, it really resonated. A lot of you don't know, my father was in prison pretty much my whole life prior to him passing away. And we never had those types of conversations. And just to hear the words, I'm over here taking lots and lots of notes because what really got me was the part when he was talking about you're not gonna get your prosperity the same way you've been getting it. And for me, I've been resting on my past success and the past success and how I got the past success. And you and what you said about your effort, I feel that because my effort and what I've been putting into everything from my past is what's been getting me where I've been getting. And when he said, I wrote it down. He said, when you were trying to change your world, your effort was blessed because it was your effort changing your world. Now that you're trying to change the world, and I'm like, oh my God, okay, I'm trying to change the world now with motivational moments and with my speaking. Your effort won't get you there. And you were saying you're going to struggle. And I changed that in my mind because I don't like the word struggle, but I will say that there will be obstacles that are going to come. I don't have to struggle through the obstacle because I know I got the power working within me. But my effort won't get the credit anymore. God will get the credit. And
that was the heart of his message for sure.
I'm just like, okay, Lord, I needed to hear this because and then what you just said, I want to make a note on what you just said about the being yourself. Because that's one thing I always talk about. I tell people, be yourself. And I was like, okay, how can I switch that up and not tell people just to be themselves? Because it's facts. You can't be yourself around everybody in every situation. And I tell my students that all the time. You might speak a certain way around a certain group of people, but you can't go into a business meeting talking the same way that you talk to your friends on the street. So I'm still myself, but I'm Miss Armstrong in the classroom. I'm Coach Tracy in the gym. I'm Tracy D. Armstrong on the stage. And then they call me T-Mama. I'm T-Mama at home. And so I am still Tracy D, but I do it differently depending on the relationship that I have with the people that I'm speaking to. Right. And so be yourself, but you change based on the relationship that you have.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That's all. I got a lot from this call. I'm so glad.
I appreciate you.
I'm here on Friday.
I'm feeling good closing thoughts. I can't marry Adonia and then treat Adonia like one of my employees. Is that possible, Adonia? Is that do I get to come home and tell you what you're gonna do like I'm your boss?
Whatever.
Okay then. So we should probably change, Jerome. All right. We should probably change. In my case, just the last words. Tracy, everything you said, and I love how you reposition that in your mind to not to struggle. Keep that, because that applies to probably all of you. It doesn't apply to me. When he was saying, you called, this is what he was saying. All of us are called, but you're called to go change the world. And God can't use effort with someone who's going to change the world. Listen to what Tracy said. This is what we say. We say motivational speaking. You know what motivational? The root word is motive. Motives. God wants to bless my motives, not my effort. You understand?
Wow.
Tracy said, let me write that down, right? God wants to bless my motives, not my effort. Neither we changing the world. I need to be remembered for my motives, Prophet Jerry. Because how can I be relatable if I'm so gifted? Who the hell gonna relate to that? I can't do that. You ain't give me that. No, it's my motives. So for me, since God knows, and Adonia knows, and Jerome knows, and Deanna knows, and Phil and Susan know, and all y'all know, I'm a knucklehead. And since God knows, while I hear what was said, I ain't gonna listen. Come on now. Surely y'all ain't forgot who I was. And if I know this about me, Grace, then God knows it about me. That's why I get the thorn to always remind me. If you just take it away, I'll change. No, you're not. I don't need to change. My grace is going to be sufficient. Okay? So I'm going to keep this thorn. So henceforth, this is what my father said. All that, you put your mind to something that works, it's going to still happen. Oh, but you going to fail and struggle. So it can work. So not your effort did it, but you paused and it was some other stuff that hasn't been revealed to me yet that did it. So I get the thorn, Grace, and Tracy. I get the thorn. You know why I get the thorn? Because I'm a dumbass. Ain't no sense in me lying to you. I am the dumbass of the church. Ain't no sense in me lying to you.
Wow, sir.
If there's anybody in the group that if somebody go, so who went out there and died trying to do something dangerous? I'm gonna be first on the list.
But the dumbass saved the prophet's life. So.
Exactly.
Hello.
You understand, all right? So if somebody, y'all take a poll, okay, one of y'all gonna die for the world. Him, her, him. There's gonna be somebody. It'll be a short list. I'm dumb. God knows, and give me 2 minutes, Grace. Time for 2 minutes. God knows that while I hear Tracy, I'm not gonna ignore it. I'm just still gonna be me. And let that be a word for some of you. God ain't trying to change your personality. God's trying to change your motives. I'm still gonna be me. If Deanna do a call and Antonio do a call, they 2 different calls. That's what Antonio was trying to stress. My calls will come out like the Apostle Paul. Her calls will come out like Peter. Hey, everybody, come. Come here. We love you. We love you so much. Mine is going to be, I'm going to write for y'all in prison and correcting y'all. Look here.
You fuck it up.
That's what you're doing. You're messing up the Lord's money. Don't stop that, right? That's what it is. It just is what it is. Deanna's gonna apologize. So excuse my language. I ain't giving a damn about no language. And God knows I ain't changing. Nor does God want me to change. So I get the thorn to always remind me, stay humble. Watch your motives. This ain't about you. Can I push it further? For the rest of your life, it's no longer about the trash can.
Watch it.
That's not our motive no more. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can't play it better. You can't dominate. Thank you so much, everybody.
Look for no, I don't have any notes for today. Don't look for notes today.
You was listening the whole time. I love you, everybody.
Love you more.
All right, y'all. Chef J, text me, Chef J. All right, y'all.
Okay.